Welcome to the stage where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's play with words, a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting in every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently soar. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently soar. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line in the tapestry of hearts that love shine. With every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair.
Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Ajmi out of Atlanta, Georgia, but I got my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Frank. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day,
Yes,
man. How are
yes.
you doing this morning?
Man, you know what I'm gonna tell you? I'm hyena happy, elephant elated, and porcupine proud to be on this side of the daisies this morning. God did it again, man. He woke me up and gave me another opportunity. He gave
There you
us
go.
another opportunity, brother.
There you go.
And so, how we say, how the old folks say, we will rejoice, rejoice, and be glad in it. That's my mix right there, brother. That's my mix. We will rejoice. Friday, thank God, it's Friday. It's Friday, man. We reached
That's
another.
right.
We reached another Friday, and I got to say something to you, Frank. I'm gonna say something to you, man. And I want you to hear me, and I want you to respond on it in the way you want to. Frank, you are my brother,
And you are mine.
and I owe you my best.
That's right.
If we walk into this thing like that, with that attitude or that mindset, that we owe each other our best, what would that improve? Would that improve anything at all?
Absolutely. It improves everyone's attention. It improves the our patience with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It improves everything.
Mm-hmm. And if I refuse to give you anything other than my best, if I absolutely refuse, that I think that would catapult where we are 1,000%. 1,000%. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, when you give someone your best, it makes you better.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because now you're operating where you should be operating from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of those. Absolutely. Dr. Cook, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
speaking of your best, you starting out with your best right there.
Come on now.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
God for another day. Good morning.
And it's so good to have you with us this morning. So good to have you with us. I'm talking about Dr. Cook. You are my sister, and I owe you my best, and I owe you my absolute very best. If everybody had that mindset or that attitude, would that improve the society in which we live in?
Oh, yes. What a wonderful world this would be.
Mm.
And that's by, I believe that's by Sam Cooke too, right? That song?
What a wonderful world. No, that's not Sam Cooke. That's God, I can't think of his name right now. I know the guy. I see his face. I can't think of his name. What a wonderful world. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But talk to me. How would that improve everything?
Life would be just an awesome life. There'll be no stress. It would just be a beautiful living life. And I believe people would do the purpose that God placed them here for.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would be able to understand that purpose because there will be no animosity toward other people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just believe it would be a beautiful life if everyone were to be in that mindset.
So Frank, why aren't?
That's all I'm going to say for right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And Frank, why aren't we there?
Well, you know, it's a little more complicated than me giving you my best. Because unfortunately, and let me start out by giving you my best. So let me keep this thing on me. There's been seasons in my life where I defined myself incorrectly. I was the best at what I was doing, but what I was doing was not God's intent.
Mm-hmm.
So I can be giving you the version of what I think is my best, but what I think is my best is horrible. It is absolutely horrible. We can perfect evilness.
Mm-hmm.
We can perfect a whole lot of things that aren't good. I'm a living witness of that. There was things that were my best that were bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, what we need to be giving people is not our best. It is God's intent. Because you don't even have to perfect that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are striving to represent Christ and you're really going after it,
Mm-hmm.
you can be so far from where you're going to end up and be a whole lot better than what you were.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a believer, man. I love the Lord with all my heart. I'm so far from where I believe that God is taking me, and I have to believe that, because if I don't believe that, when I struggle or when I fall, I will convince myself, well, that's my best.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm better than that, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to shut up. And I may have said this the other day. My wife needs to be turned in. One of y'all need to call. I know they have, husband rights or something like that, because she's abusing me right now. She's got me redoing our little half bath and the laundry room, and she is relentless. And she gets new ideas on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this would look better. I know I told you to paint it this color, but I think I like this color better. Repaint it.
Wow.
And so I was taking wallpaper off of the half bath, and I thought I was done, but what I found out was that was just the first layer. The layer that I thought was drywall was really another layer of wallpaper. It was just real thin, so I had to remove that. And I went to start removing that, and I said, wait a minute. I am doing my son an injustice as he lays in his room and watches me do all this work. So I gave him that assignment. And he said, okay, Dad. So he went in a little half bath and he's working. And he said, Dad, I'm done. He said, it's just a couple of areas that I can't get. But the areas that he couldn't get were the tough parts. It was behind the toilet.
Yeah.
Where you had to really fight to get back there. It was when you pulled the wallpaper off the wall and in the corners where the paper would break and it would leave these little pieces, and you would have to actually take a razor blade and get all those little pieces. And I told him, when I went there and I looked at it, he knew he was done, but he also knew somebody else was going to have to come in and clean it up. I said, son, that is not your best.
Yeah.
And if I step in and finish it for you, you're not going to be any good to yourself. You'll never be any good to a wife. Your house will be just terrible. So I can't let you do that. So we owe it to each other to challenge each other.
Good morning, Amanda.
To do our best. So a lot of times we say stuff about ourselves. No, that's not who you are.
Exactly.
You're better than that. Or you see somebody treating somebody, poorly. Oh, don't do that. So.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. Dr. Cook, talk to me. We got a long ways to go, man, but we're not giving each other our best. And if we were to concentrate on that, giving you with the attitude, like I said earlier, that you are my sister and you deserve my very best. And I'm going to give you my very best. Talk to me.
After just listening to
Thanks for the follow, woman.
Brother Frank, some of us people, we tend to see the very best in people. We think that they're giving their best. But after just listening to him and interpreting what he felt his best was, and now we see that it wasn't his best because that's what he thought. But seeing that in a not in God's intention, but now when I actually see things need to be the intention with God. We can think that people's best or our best, we're doing it. We can think that, but it is not for Christ. It is not for God.
Come on.
It is not our best. And I always try to look at people from that aspect, but I also have to take note of my mind. Are they doing it for God?
Yes.
And so that's why I said earlier, if people are doing their best, but I didn't think about that part. If you're doing your best for God, this would be a wonderful world. But if you're doing your best and you don't have God there, it's not going to look good at all.
Yes.
Because God is not in it.
Come on.
God has to be in everything that we do. And it is correct. It has to be intentional. It has to be genuine from the heart.
Exactly.
It has to be there. There's no other way.
That's good. That's good.
Some other people may think they got it going on. But if you don't have God there, centralize, focus on Him. is not your best.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
So I'm glad to see where Brother Frank is coming from, because God must be in the center, and I'm going to yield from there.
Good deal. Good deal. That's good. That's good. Frank, talk to me. We're gonna go to Tucson after that. Talk to me, brother.
You know, on my job once, God showed me that my mouth was a little much. And he said, you know, because where I was working, I would walk in the door and people would meet me right there. I was like, good Lord, can I hang my coat up? Or, hey Frank, you know, this happened. Or, we need to do this. And what I found myself doing was dismissing people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being very short. And I was like, oh, that's not good. I can't do that. Because, you know, they've been holding on to these issues until I got here. And I need to handle that a little bit better. So there was an older lady there. And I said, hey, look, I've identified that I don't have the patience that I should have with people. Can you do me a favor? She said, what, baby? Now I'm her boss. She calls me baby, but she's older.
Yeah.
She's an older lady.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, you know, I guess that's why I asked her.
Yeah.
And I said, if you see me being short with somebody or being, you know, rude, you know, not in the moment, but tell me, because I want to work on that. She said, okay. So somebody approached me, and she wasn't that far away, and they asked me a bunch of questions. And I was like, good, here's an opportunity for me to practice. And I gave them the information, and they walked away. And I said to her, I said, how did I do? She said, oh, you were very nice. In a very nasty way.
Mm. Wow.
I was like, oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing, it got so rooted in me.
Yep.
That my tongue was so sharp that I didn't even hear it or recognize it. So I didn't condemn myself. What I had to do is I had to practice being nice until it became natural.
Yeah.
I had to overdo it. I had to be extreme. And I did, man. I got so much better. When people was like, man, what's going on with you? Why are you so happy? And I said, okay, I'm getting there. But it was destination on purpose. I couldn't say, well, this is just who I am. No, that's not how God created you. You're just me.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being me.
Yeah.
So work at it.
Somewhere I read where it says, and I don't know how this lines up with what you just said, but it just came to my spirit when you said it. In order to show yourself to be friendly, you gotta first. In order to be a friend, you gotta first show yourself to be friendly. That's how it goes. In order to be a friend, in order to have a friend, you gotta first show yourself to be friendly. Do you think you was being friendly to those people?
Close right here. And I wasn't necessarily trying to be their friend, but I definitely wasn't trying to be who I was.
Mm-hmm.
Not a tyrant.
Yeah.
And I definitely wasn't. I was not trying to be that. But whether I was trying to be that or not, that's who I was.
Mm-hmm. Amanda says, well, I have no friends and I'm not friendly. Well, I have no friends and I'm not friendly. That's your solution right there. That's your solution.
Well, that's a false statement. That's also a false statement too.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because we love Amanda.
Yes, we do.
She has it, and even though we love her, and the challenge is if I can love her, and I'm wrapped in this flesh, how much more does God love her?
Mm-hmm.
He loves her even more,
much more,
and that's the beginning where she accepts the love of Christ. She will realize that she has a friend indeed, regardless of what man is doing. And what he's going to do is then he's going to begin to show her that thing that you showed, that you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
In order to have your friends, to have friends, you must show yourself friendly.
Yes, exactly. And I think Amanda's a very friendly person. She may be frustrated with people. She may be at her wit's end in regards to people, but I don't think she'll ever give up on people. I think that she's a very loving person, and she can't let anybody suffocate the love that she have for them. Don't let nobody suffocate the love that you have for people, because it's definitely there. Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm all right. Good morning.
Boy, that energy is infectious, boy. That energy that you got. Let's do it again. Toussaint, good morning, man. How you doing this morning?
If I say it different, you're gonna think I'm bipolar.
Oh Lord, like that, huh?
And the morning glow, you know, so good to yeah.
Okay,
Good morning.
you try it. But Toussaint, you are my brother, and I owe you my very best. You are my brother, and I owe you my absolute very best. If everybody had that attitude and that mindset, would it be a better existence that we have?
Hmm. 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 Well, depends on what a person's best is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What that mean?
Some people's best. You don't want.
Mm.
I mean, everybody's not the same, Raheem. I know we think we live in this perfect world, but we don't.
Mm-hmm.
I always come with something that makes it negative, but I'll get there. I'll get on your page sooner or later, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't try to, just because of I don't know. Sometimes I don't say the right things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just being me.
Is that you being your best?
The best I can be at
Mm-hmm.
that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know what's going on in my.
Do you sometimes, Toussaint, reflect on that person that you are and some of the things that you did during that day and say, man, I wish I hadn't done that. Or I could have done that better. I could have been a little more loving, a little more kind, a little friendlier to that person. Have you ever did something like that?
Hmm.
In your quiet moment, when you're sitting in your recliner with your hands behind your head and you reflecting on your day. Have you ever did and have you ever did that?
Yeah, but I also said I should have gave them a piece of my mind. I also said that they should have got it.
I
I should have gave.
watch this too. So watch this. I'm gonna say this. I'm just being silly now, but I heard I might have been looking at a TV show, and woman said I should have gave him it was Sanford son, Fred and Esther. I know who it was. Esther said I should have gave him a piece of my mind, and Fred said if you did, you won't have none left. No, he said, what you gonna do that for? You won't have none left. Go ahead, go ahead, man. I just, man, Sanford son, I love that show, man. Go ahead though.
Can you imagine if they didn't have some people that stand to correct us firmly
Mm-hmm.
for being out of order,
Mm-hmm.
or just doing stuff like Frank's teaching?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we think we're doing things or saying things to the best of our ability, but we're still sharp because we had a sharp sharp way of doing things. It sounds so beautiful. You ain't even cuss them out, but they sure enough feel like it.
Mm.
I'm good at it. I'll uppercut you and somebody be saying, what did he say?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
You should have got it. Think faster.
Mm-hmm.
That's your problem. Don't think fast enough.
Mm.
See how sharp that one was?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's my best.
Mm-hmm.
I just did it.
Done totally insulted that person. Called them dumb and stupid.
That's, well, I don't know. No. Yeah. No. Maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. See what I mean?
Laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody say, here you go again. Well, see, the thing about it is, I'm not trying to be like you. I don't want to be like you.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not take anything away from the godliness per se in these, but people are foolish and they act foolish and they do things to be heard and seen. I don't have time for that. Maybe that's what has happened to me, Robbie. That kind of actions. Really gotten to me, Frank, because I see it among the brethren. Brethren, that means men and women are of God. If they can phone it, they act churchy, they act spiritual, they act like they're full of the word, full of God's spirit, but they raise hell everywhere they go. People at their job don't even know they go to church or Christian because they cuss like a sailor.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question too, sorry. If we walk in that like that, and Amanda said that's right, she's agreeing with you. My God told me to work on myself to reach others, lead by example is what Amanda said. Okay, but if we walk in that mindset, about people ain't this and people ain't that and people are this and if we walk in that mindset in a negativity of that, and Badger, coming to you next. If we walk in the negativity of that, have the enemy accomplished his mission?
See that right here? You pull that, I'm not saying what you did, but I'm assuming that you pull that to be negative on whose part?
Well, I'm just listening to what was said and say people ain't this and people ain't gonna do that and people and a whole plethora of things of people not doing what they're supposed to do and they go into church and people and go to the workplace and people not even knowing that they're saved because they talk, they cuss, and they doing all the other things. If we and our topic is, I'm trying to line it up with our topic, and our topic is you are my brother and I owe you my best. And if I'm giving you my best, then I won't be doing those things because that is not my best. I don't think that is a person's best to live in that vein. But go ahead, brother, finish your thought.
You don't think that that's their best. So help me out. I'm just being, I guess you might, somebody might say he's just a name. Are you monitoring them to figure out their best? Because somebody's best may not be your best. Or to your standards.
True.
But that's their best. Because you don't know where they are, or where they've been, or where they come from. It might be a strain for them to do their best, where others, it's just come natural. That's why we have people like-minded, folks that we like to hang around. We're comfortable with people that agree with us, and it makes us feel good because we don't have to kind of reason with their reality. We want them to be where we are because that's our best. But we different people.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of people.
I can agree with that.
go around. Here we go again. We on the same page we was yesterday. I'm gonna have to let y'all have the conversation till I get it later.
And you will hang out with us, brother. Hopefully you will, because my thing is, and you're absolutely right in what you said though, because everybody's best. You can't. My wife used to always tell me, Raheem, you trying to get you out of everybody else, and it's not in there. She used to always tell me that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, Raheem. She's a wise woman.
Mm-hmm.
Raheem, let me say this. Jesus himself, why didn't he relax and be comfortable with those that were per se righteous
Mm-hmm.
in their own mind, had justified themselves to be godly? Why he didn't hang around with them people? Why did he say that he didn't come for the righteous but to call sinners to repentance?
Mm-hmm.
They needed the people that got it all together. They don't need nothing because they got it all together.
In their minds.
And nobody can, like, and you can't help them. You can't help them. Because their righteousness never exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees. They kick their feet up in our churches and they say, boy, I'm so glad I'm not like them.
Okay. I said I was going to go to Badger next, but Badger, you know, the best. Now that's the best. That's a whole. That's a whole. That's a struggle. That's a struggle. See, a lot of times a person with people, their experiences that they go through, and the bad situation that they encounter would sometimes alter what their best, because now they don't want to put themselves out there. See, a lot of times people have an issue. They don't want to they don't want to expose themselves and put themselves out there because of the fact that they don't want to be hurt. And there's self-preservation. They say the first law of the land. So you want to preserve yourself and not be hurt. And so in doing that, because of the past experiences that an individual has had, they are not putting their best forward because they don't want to be hurt. They've been hurt before and they don't want to feel that pain again. They don't want to revisit that pain. They don't want to revisit that pain, and so they hold back, and they don't put their best forward because they don't want to be hurt. A lot of times, that's what it is, man. People don't want to be hurt, man, and I can understand that, and it makes sense that you would not want to be hurt.
How did you come up with that, Raheem?
Life.
Yours or theirs?
All of ours, because I could line 10 people. I could line 10 people up in the line. And I'm gonna say why I did it. I could line 10 people up in the line, and I could show you, and I could almost promise you that I could point out 10 people to you that don't want to be hurt.
Am I one?
You absolutely won. But the greater question is, do you want to admit that you're one?
Oh, I refuse to be hurt.
There you
I
go.
got to that extreme, right?
I'll
come at you.
I know you will.
I'll come out the bag.
I know you will. But but look here, I'm gonna say you'll get this on your way home. But I just threw you an alley-oop. I
appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Should have saw me run off the court.
So basically, the ball just bouncing across the ground. Okay, I got you. I said I'll go to Badger first, but Badger, you know, ladies are always first. So, Cassandra Alexander Green. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, and I love that energy, boy. That energy is infectious. Like I told you, son, that energy is infectious, boy. I tell you. Woo! But Cassandra, you are my sister, and I owe you my very best. You are my sister, and I owe you my very best. If everybody walked in that mindset and in that arena, would this be a better society that we live in?
Oh, absolutely. If we if we just didn't have our poor and no more mentality,
Mm-hmm.
it would definitely be a better place.
Mm-hmm.
Because we would be concerned about our brother. We would be our brother's keeper.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm not talking about, people close, around you. Can I give a quick example? I'm gonna try to
Absolutely.
do this. Really quickly.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I think I talked to
Hey,
you
Caroline. Thanks for
about
the follow.
the
Appreciate it.
fact that uh, night before last,
Uh-huh.
I was out in the area that I didn't know. Well, I don't know it physically. I know the town, Lawrenceville.
Yes.
And my car, I had to pull over to do a recording for animated film. So I pulled over. They were like, make sure it's somewhere real quiet, secluded, boo, 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 boo. So I'm driving around trying to find a little secluded area where I wouldn't hear traffic and to do the recording because I'd forgotten about it. Anyway, so it was a 2.5 hour recording
Mm-hmm.
that I sat there. And I was in my grandson's car. And when we got done, it was 10:30, about 10:30, 10:35. And when I turned the car on, nothing. And so I was like, oh my God, the car isn't starting. And so then I knew that somehow I drained the battery while I was sitting in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to call somebody. So I called a couple of people. The numbers were crazy. $225 to come and turn the car over. One person was 200, one was 225. And so I was like, nah, I can't do nothing of that. So
Mm-hmm.
let me figure something else out. So I was sort of discouraged. I said, God, I don't understand it. I'm out here in booty land, don't know, where I'm at, blah, 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 blah. So I started walking and I started singing some songs, just like to encourage myself. So I figured out where I was. I saw a sign farther down. So I called God. It was like the Spirit of God said, open your phone and call, and you need to call somebody else. So I went into the phone, and literally when I went into my phone, there were several names, several companies, and the Holy Spirit said, call that one. And so I was like, okay. So I called. The number was an older white man. I told him where I was. He said, well, I'm about 15, 20 minutes away from you. And he said,
That's right,
I'm
Miss
on my
Mimi.
way.
That's right.
So he is on his way. So I asked him, I said, how much are you going to charge? The first beautiful thing he said was, my base rate is $75 to come out at night. So I was like, all right, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So he came. We started talking. We talked, talking about life, and then he started talking about his son. And we had the car running, and he said, "We're gonna let it stay on here for about 20 minutes." And so I said, "All right, sir." So we're just talking, and as we talked, I hit a chord. God hit a chord. And he started weeping because he was talking about his children, and they like 30 something, late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we began to talk. He cried. He said, Miss Cassandra, can I hug you? Can I give you a hug? He said, well, you don't know what you've done. And so he offered to give me my money back, and I told him no. Because that's what God told me. So I'm saying all of that to say this. And then he called me when I got on the road to make sure that I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if we would just take a minute to pay attention to other people,
Yes.
to love on people,
Mm-hmm.
I know that this world would be a better place. I didn't know that man from a can of beans, but guess what?
Mm-hmm.
That car breaking down in that area at that time, it was God.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was God, because he needed to be ministered to.
Mm-hmm.
And God used me to be that person to minister. And I didn't need to be so long.
No, that's
But
good.
we got to care about other people. It's not all about you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not all about your four, which y'all know that saying,
Yeah.
me, my four, and no more. You ain't
Exactly.
thinking about nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
We
Exactly.
got to get out of that mode. So, to God be the glory, because that taught me something. I wept on my way home.
Mm-hmm.
I wept on my way home.
And see, people don't know.
Mhm.
People don't notice it. See, I know this about my sister. I know this about my sister, boy. But y'all don't know. Y'all hear. The exterior, and she's tough. She's a warrior. Absolutely, all that. But she's a crybaby too now. She'll crybaby. She'll crybaby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Cassandra's she'll crybaby.
Yeah.
Badger, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Thankfully, always giving us another day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Badger, you are my brother, and I owe you my best. You are my brother, and I owe you my best. If everybody had that mindset, would this be a better life that we're living?
It's very possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just, through experiences, I've learned some people's best ain't the same as others.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
That's that's something to do with them.
Mm-hmm. Does it have anything to do with experiences?
It can have something to do with it for sure,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but it's also choices.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you think it's more experiences or choices, or do you think the choices are sparked from the experiences?
it's a combination.
Mm.
Um, how words. What is a person's best?
That's a great question.
Because I mean, sometimes people assume different things, and then they'll think that they're helping,
Mm-hmm.
but the person that they were rude to was kind of like, huh? What are you talking about? So it's to me seems it can be very perception based. And that's going to be a combination of choices, experiences, and quite a few different other things. So if we're talking about like what best are you speaking about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, you talking about like righteously best or just individual best?
Let's say, for the sake of the conversation, righteously best.
Then there'd be a lot more people that were truly closer to being Christ-like.
Mm-hmm. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, why would it not be?
It's a question, brother. I'm the question asker. You know that.
No, that's self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
So, man.
Yeah. Now you see.
um,
Okay.
well, but that goes into that's the question though,
Mm-hmm.
and talking about best.
Mm-hmm.
But even that is going to depend on how they interpret it.
Okay.
Like, so what? Because there are people now that think they're doing their righteous best,
Mm-hmm.
especially politically. Some of the laws that they're passing is because they think it's what is righteously best.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, that's a good question. However, which type are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because people will claim they're doing their best, but is that what Yeshua told us was the best?
Okay.
Or is it the individual perception?
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Let me go to Dr. Cook. Dr. Cook, talk to me. What's on your heart? Captain Leonard, come to you next.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
That is based on the question that's asked. I would like for information from everyone that's listening. My daughter, my baby girl,
Mm-hmm.
she basically sees she sees the best in people,
Yes.
and I think I think I shelter her a lot
Mm-hmm.
because some people come to her or react to her in a negative manner, she doesn't know how to take that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then I realized what I put in my baby. My baby's really spiritual, and she wants to see the best in people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but my thing is, everybody is not good.
Mm-hmm.
God created everyone and saw the good, but everyone does not, I would say, have a good heart.
Yes.
And
True.
she believes that everybody does. And so you have some people that around her basically advise her that she radiates God. And so therefore she wants to see the good in everybody. And I had to tell her everybody is not going to react in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to see my young self in her. I was very naive. But and I learned to realize that everybody does not have a good heart either. They don't have good intentions. They will hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
mentally and physically. But she doesn't see that. So I basically try to instill in her good things. She has a very good heart, and she wants to see the best in people. And she's 23, and I try to instill um, covering around her. And I ask her to pray for God's continued covering because
Mm-hmm.
everybody does not have good intentions for you.
Yes.
And I thank God for blessing me with more discernment as I continue to grow in Him. And I see my younger self in her, but until someone basically struck me the wrong way, that then I
Absolutely
was
right, Mr.
able
Mimi.
to
You reap what you
speak
sow. Absolutely.
back to let them know
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to treat me any kind of way. You're not going to just say anything to me. Or either I don't have to be around you. Um, and I try to articulate that to her as well. You got to be able to see people for who they are. And that comes with the discernment that God gives you.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like that with me at the very beginning. I had to ask for, more discernment in
Yeah.
order to be able to deal with all kinds of people in this world today. But that's not where she is. So I want you all to give me some advice as to how I can
Thanks for the
educate
follow, beautiful.
her
Thank you.
spiritually. Because everybody, if you think it's for you, it's not for you. And I'm going to yield and I'll just listen to you all.
Good deal. My first thing to that, and I'm gonna go to other people that let them address it as well. But my first thing to that is that you continuously pray for her because a lot of times the God in her could irritate the demons that's in other people, and they're gonna want to do something to hurt or harm her. So you have to stay prayed. Gotta stay prayed up on her, and make sure that she has that covering. Um, you don't want her to get in a situation where she's hurt or she's hurt by other people because people, like you said, a lot of times people will do different things to a person. Um, and that's your daughter. I met her, right?
No, that's my oldest one. And my oldest one is not going to allow anybody to say in
Yeah.
and everything to her.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But that's my baby girl.
Okay. Yeah, but that's my thing. I'm gonna go to other people, man. Just pray over it, stay prayed over, and be there for it, and talk her through certain situations. You have to, sometimes that motherly thing. You gotta come in, baby. Let me talk to you for a second, or pull her out of certain situations. Let me talk to you about that. Let me tell you, what are you about to do and why? I know I said I'm gonna come to you, but I want to go to Cassandra for the counseling side of it. Cassandra, what are you hearing that?
I can't really answer that because I had diverted to a call, so I don't know Dr. Cook's story. So I'm really not the person to call right now.
Okay. Anybody want to say anything to that?
I do, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray that that this is relevant to what you're going through. With my daughter, I made her a card.
People are wicked.
And when she first started dating, and I told her, I said, look, these are the things you do with your friends. These are the things that you do with your boyfriend. These are the things that you do with your fiance. And these are the things that you do with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I see that is happening with you, I'm witnessing men around you that are interacting with you like they're your husband. They have these expectations. And if you have to, show them the card. Wait a minute, you're just my friend. So why do I bring that up? We should put a 10 on everybody's forehead. But that is the beginning of a process of access and trust. It's the beginning. When I meet someone, they don't gain full access to me, to my family, to my wife, to my heart. Because see, God will have to reveal some things to me about you. Not only for me, but for you too. Okay, well, this is where this person is at. That don't mean we can never be close. But some of these things, if that person is a cusser, I don't have those people. If that person struggles with respecting women, now it's gonna be a little while before you can be around my wife. And it's one of those things that Raheem says. It doesn't mean no, but it may mean right now. And then going through that process of evaluation, you may find out that this is just not a fit. But that doesn't mean that person is evil. That may simply mean that they're just not for you. They don't fit in the plan that God has for you or where you are going in that moment. And it's tough because when we begin to talk to our kids, all they hear is no. And that's not the case. We're not telling you no. I'm trying to help you guard your heart because someone can damage you to the point where then you don't trust anybody. You know, that's what happened to me when I was young. When I was young and in elementary school, I got bullied. Well, you know, I skipped out of my house thinking, man, everybody's gonna treat me good. No. No, there's some mean people out here that are not gonna treat you good.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got bullied, then I went to the extreme. So what you want to do is that you want that process to be a lot slower. You can put a 10 on their forehead. But unfortunately, some people can remove that 10 on their own. It had nothing to do with you. It's them. They disqualified themselves from being your friend. Mm-hmm. And you can't feel guilty because they're in a place that they don't deserve your friendship. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to keep it. And it is good for, I'm going to say this, and then something happened to me when I was in elementary school that I will never forget. I hit this little girl on the playground on the butt. We were young. And she looked at me, because we used to play every day. And she looked at me with this Like, you would do this to me? And she never spoke to me again.
Mm.
That taught me a lesson. And some people may say, well, that you were only a little kid. That's a little extreme. No, I thank God for her. Because somebody had put something in her that told her, this is not what your friends do to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she walked that thing out. And it helped me. I never touched a girl inappropriately again in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I contribute to, I could say her name. I know her name right now. This was elementary school. I know her full name.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not publish it. But I thank God for her.
Question, and we're gonna move on because I want to bring Leonard into the conversation as well. But have you taken an opportunity, if she's still around, to address it at this age?
You say what I want?
Have you taken the opportunity to address it at this age now?
What do you mean address it at this age?
Have you had a conversation with her?
Oh no, Raheem, this was elementary school. I have no idea
What she is now?
where that little girl is.
Okay.
If I walked by her, I wouldn't even know
Wow.
who she was.
Wow.
But I repented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Anybody else have anything?
Sure.
Anybody else have anything they want to say to Dr. Cook's situation? Okay. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Oh, you want to say something too, sir?
I'm reluctant to almost say that. But there's good in everybody. You don't have to agree with them, but there is good in it. And a lot of times, sometimes what we do is we set the standards of what's good based on our good, not theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And we miss it. Even trying to be Christ-like, we set standards on people based on our relationship with Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Or where Christ would desire them to be. Because we've already established what they need. So we overextend our opinions and our feelings towards other people. Because our interpretation of what Christ-like is where we want people to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, and that's all. That's it. I mean, I think this is just my opinion. Even the Pharisees did that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something real maybe people don't think about?
What's that?
And this is, I don't like the guy, but I'm going to say it anyway. Suppose what you see is Donald Trump's best.
Mm. Okay. Okay. If that's his best, yeah. I told the story.
So you don't agree with it?
No. No. Yeah. Exactly. I told the story here before. A young lady was dealing with this fella, and I knew him. And he wasn't the lovey-dovey type. He wasn't the lovey-dovey type, infectious type person, a hug and all that stuff. And that's what her background. You know, she came from a loving family, and they hugged on each other and told me how much they love each other, and blah blah blah. That's what she was. She was reared that way. That's how she was, and she wanted that. And somehow those two opposites attract. I guess they got together, and they were together for a little minute, and she wasn't pleased with the fact that he wasn't affectionate type person, want to hug and stuff like that. That wasn't him. He was like, you know, he didn't grow up like that. And she and I had a conversation, and she said she was going to leave and blah blah blah. because he wasn't loving her enough. And I asked her a question. I said, "Why are you gonna leave?" She said, "Because she went through a whole explanation about why." I said, "Well, listen. What if he's giving you all that he has? He may not be loving you the way that you want to be loved, but he's giving you all that he has. Y'all are two different people, grew up in two different atmospheres, two different climates, and so are you gonna leave him? He's giving you all that he has. That's all he has. He's not gonna be that affectionate kind of person that's gonna come up and just hug on you and all that. He's not gonna hold your hand while you're walking down the street. He's not gonna do all that. That's not who he is. But he's giving you all that he has. Is that enough? Do you think that should have been enough? Good morning, Captain Leonard. How are you doing this morning? Leonard, you there? Leonard, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Cassandra, should that have been enough?
Morning, Raheem and the Ron and Glow family.
There you go. There you go. Them doggone mute button must have got you this morning. Leonard, we're talking about. Well, I asked a question about should that have been enough. She said he wasn't loving her enough, and she wanted to leave him. But he didn't grow up in the same climate that she grew up in, affection, hugging, and all that other stuff. He didn't grow up like that. They was more standoffish. And people that's like that. She said she wanted to leave him because he wasn't loving her enough. And I told her, I said, why leave him? He's giving you all that he has. You don't have any more to give you. Should that have been enough for her?
Well, first of all, I think that her, in that scenario you gave,
Yes.
her information was incorrect.
Mm-hmm. Why you say? I told her
It
wrong.
wasn't that he wasn't loving her enough. He wasn't affectionate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what you said.
Yes.
That's two different things.
Mm-hmm. Well, her question to me was her message to me was. Well, I'm basing on her question, her situation to me. She said he's not loving her enough, and she was talking about, like you said, and you're absolutely right. She was talking about the affection, being affection, and all that. She was talking about that side of it. Yeah, so you're right. You're right on that. Go ahead.
Sometimes it's you have to get to the facts and evidence, because sometimes people say things, and just because they say them, don't make them correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think she should more so have a conversation with him before she makes a decision that she would possibly regret.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand leaving somebody. However, you need to be sure of why you're leaving them and be satisfied with why you're leaving.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just leaving somebody because they don't kiss and hug you enough, I probably wouldn't take you very serious, and it might be a blessing that you leave them.
Wow. Okay. Good point.
So, it just depends. And
so he dodged the bullet.
People always have some preconceived notion about how things should be.
So basically, you're saying he dodged the bullet.
And then reality is there to help you adjust.
You hear my question, Leonard? So basically, you're saying he dodged the bullet?
He probably did.
Okay.
I definitely I have a issue where I don't necessarily grab your hand because I don't really like for people to grab my hand. But I can adapt. But you can't make me like it if you like it.
Yeah. Get your hand on.
And there's something different about that, and that's a huge mental issue that ruins lots of relationships.
Yeah.
People are not created to cater to your needs.
Wow. Now, Leonard, our topic.
So you should discuss things.
Mm-hmm. Our topic is this, Leonard. You are my brother, and I will give you my very best. I owe you my very best. You are my brother, and I owe you my very best. If everybody walked in that mindset, would this be a better existence that we live in?
Sure, it would,
Why?
because it's
You're breaking up a little bit there, Leonard.
isn't that the point of everybody?
Hey, Leonard, you're breaking up a little bit there, brother. Leonard, can you hear me? I think Leonard might be traveling or something. He's breaking up a little bit. Cassandra, talk to me.
Yeah. When you're talking about a relationship, marriage relationship, like when I do counseling with couples, this is one of the things I say from the beginning. If you are not willing to do and make some concessions to be with this person, you might need to rethink the relationship. Because, I mean, especially simple things like we all have love languages.
Yeah.
You know, some people it's touch. Some people you got to know your love language, and you got to know each other's love languages so that you can meet those needs. In a relationship, a good relationship, if I want you to be happy, as I'm happy being with you, then I should be able, if you like me holding your hand in public, what the heck is it for you to hold my hand in public? I mean, I'm
hey, Unity, good morning.
Saying that. I mean, for real.
What's
This
Cassandra?
is somebody you said you love.
Well, Cassandra, if they didn't grow up like that, Cassandra, if they didn't grow up like that, Cassandra,
but you learn.
Okay.
No, but you learn. If you love somebody, we're not going to use those type of excuses. Holding hands, something that simple, you're going to give up a relationship because of holding hands. You love the person, but I ain't going to hold your hand when we walk down the street. What? It's a give and take relationship. And if there are simple things that can make your marriage better, you mean to tell me you're not willing to? Because, well, in my family, we didn't kiss each other in public.
Yeah. And some people don't like their public acts of affection. Some people don't like that. Some people don't like it. Yeah.
But this is the thing. You are talking about your life partner. And that's something that she likes that. She likes when
that's
you
right,
kiss her on the cheek or something when, you know, or you hold her hand or, you know, my ex-husband used to sing in MARTA. When we took MARTA, he would start singing to me, serenading me. And all you could hear was women going, oh, they're singing there. I mean, you know, that may not have been my favorite thing, but it was a blessing to him. And for him to do it, I loved it. I mean, I really did love it, but it was like, oh, Lord, he's going to sing to me. I know it. I feel it. But, you know, I'm just saying, I don't understand. If we can do simple things to make our relationship better, why we wouldn't?
Yeah. It's
simple
so
things.
good loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Yeah. Go ahead, Tucson. Well, I hit that note. There, boy.
Yeah.
Tell the P.
There you go. So y'all go ahead and pray for me.
Loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Yeah.
So that's good. So what if you want to hold hands in public and sit on the other side of the room when you're at home? Don't make no sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't make no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
So why you want to do that for other folks to see that y'all compassionate and all lovey-dovey, and you're really not like that at home? Makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of action is not good
Mm-hmm.
to me because it's an outside show.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't love me for other folks, you love me for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or you do things because you do it constantly, not just so that, oh, I'm gonna just make sure that everybody else stay off my wife or my husband.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to support them.
Yeah.
And we just love each other. And then when we get home, we don't stop.
Mm.
Come on now, stop it. And I don't know. Can we go again? I'm gonna have a hard time with this conversation again today.
Come on
because
now.
I think that when we walk in the room, this just is my opinion. Don't jump me for it. Most of us, especially if we're Christians, when we walk in the room, we set the standards of what's right and what's wrong
Mm-hmm.
because of our own personal Christ-like standard.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Does that make any sense?
It does. It does.
And here's the kicker about that. You got a whole bunch of Christians, and we so individual in our Christ-like standards, we can't even get along with each other.
Mm. Mm.
So who are we to set the standards on what's right and wrong when we hadn't got to the point that we're Christ-like in our own mind, especially when we're in front of that mirror?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
But we always need somebody to be like us. I know that's different from what we're talking about, but sometimes what we do is we put on an outside facade of somebody that we're really not like.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Badger, you said you had something? Yes. Yes.
But really quickly, can I say something? I want to address what Toussaint just said. I'm not talking about people that are being fake. I'm talking about people that genuinely love each other and that they want their relationship to be better. I'm not talking about fake people. Yeah, because I don't want anybody to walk away with I'm thinking that you just be fakey and oh you just want to hold my hand because no. I'm talking about people that genuinely love each other and they want to improve their relationship, not fake people. And if something simple can make your relationship better, then why not try it? At least try it. And it's not for everybody, but I believe that relationship is a give and take.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not talking fake people. I'm talking about real people that really love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Not phony.
Yeah.
I don't do phony.
That's good. That's good. Badger, you said you had something, Badger?
It's kind of in line with what Toussaint was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation we were having earlier. Sometimes we have to be careful that we're not going too far.
Mm-hmm.
Personally. Like, if you're going to marry someone and it's part of their culture about not showing affection in public, it's, and you knew this prior to, and they're willing to compromise and other things in other areas, but you want that to change, and all of the other stuff that they were willing to change for you
Mm-hmm.
seems to not matter. that's part of relationship, is that like there are certain things that we have to acknowledge for each other that could be part of a culture teaching, something that the spouse feels very strongly about, and that's just part of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Should there still be an expectation that they need to like give that up if you already knew that that's part of who they are and their belief? So it's one of those things like our society has a tendency to put more blame on the other person and not look at self.
Mm-hmm.
You know how, like, I've had people come up and talk to me about similar things like that, and one of the first things I ask them, what are you doing? And the amount of times they're like, well, I'm doing everything I can, I just need them to do this. I'm like, okay, there's the problem.
Wow.
And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm like, have they done anything else for you? Well, yeah, but they're not doing this one thing. And I'm like, so you're not willing to compromise? You want them to do all of the, have they asked you to do something? Well, I don't need to. Like, and that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a true relationship, it's an ebb and flow. You acknowledge where some people are, and if you are truly wanting that relationship, it's like having a relationship with Yahweh and Yeshua.
Mm-hmm.
We have to give up certain things. We have to make sure that we're not being selfish or ego driven.
Okay.
And we should be doing the exact same thing when we're with a spouse.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wanting a 100-100 relationship, some things you should respect and honor within each other. Now, I'm not talking about like if the person's committing murder or anything like that. That's a whole nother problem. We're talking about just like the holding hand things in public. You know, it's if it is a culture thing, and you see that their family and a lot of the other people that they're, you know, hanging out with and that you've been introduced to and stuff, and you see that like all of them don't do things like that. Why, like, that's, to me, is a whole different thing. So how selfish are you being, almost seeming like you're wanting to change that entire family over one thing and disregard anything else they've done?
Okay. Frank, how are you hearing this, Frank?
I'm hearing 3 different conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And just to be honest, we've been doing this for a long time, and we assume a lot of things. But I'm going to make this assumption public. Besides Badger, everybody on here is Black. I don't know that there's anything in any of our culture that would say that holding hands or showing public affection is against what we believe as a people. Now, if it's against the indigenous people, if that's something that is something that they don't do, that would be a first. I didn't know that. But see, it doesn't matter what I know. That is something that in the evaluation process when you are dating, that should not be a surprise to the person that you marry. You marry them, you say, oh, by the way, I don't bathe. Or, oh, by the way, I can't hold your hand in public.
Good.
Or, oh, by the way,
Mhm.
I can't kiss you. And to be totally honest, I don't care what the rest of your family is doing. You know, when I married my wife, all of her aunts, and she has a lot of them, the majority of them were single. They were marrying kids. They were raising kids on their own. And they flowed like that. The women were doing everything. And I began to talk to the young men in the family and say, hey, look, dude, we got to step up. These women have been carrying this family forever.
Mhm.
These are the things that we should be doing and we need to start doing. But we're having 3 different conversations. And one conversation that we're not having is this. Jesus loves the family. Look throughout the Bible. He talks about the bridesmaid, my son, my heavenly Father. If you go through, he loves the family. And he'll talk to you about how family flows. Now, I'm going to use my family as an example. I have 5 kids. They are all different. But we do have some basic fundamentals
Mhm.
that as a Logan, we don't
Mhm.
do this.
Mhm.
Or we do this. You let us all go to a restaurant and my wife go to the bathroom. You let her be gone too long and you're going to start seeing my boys get a little anxious. Hey, where's mom at? Or she went to the bathroom. Okay, that's going to be good with them for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Mhm.
If she does not show up, if I don't get up and go check on her, one of them are going to go check on them. That is an expectation
Mhm.
that we're going to check on her.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to shut up. As a family, that's what we do. But Raheem, when I first got married, before we had kids, I started to try to do things because I thought that's what it was right. I brought my wife flowers on a regular basis. At least once a week, I was bringing her flowers. I was taking her to a very nice restaurant. Sweetheart, I'm on my way home, get dressed, I'm taking you to dinner. And I mean, I'm taking her to a nice restaurant.
Mhm.
Just to find out a year later, she did not like flowers. And she really did not like 5-star restaurants.
Mhm.
So I had to adjust. You know what my wife liked? She liked a clean home. I mean, spick and span. Don't leave your shirts, your drawers laying around. No, she don't like that. And the other thing that really, really turned her on, pay the bills on time.
Mhm.
Make sure that your portion of the bills are paid on time. Man, that was an aphrodisiac to her. She go in and she get that notification that the house note has been paid. Oh, she's looking at me with Google eyes. You
Mhm.
paid the house note already? Yeah. 8 days early. Boy, but that's what was exciting to her. That's what makes her happy. She likes for her home to be taken care of.
Mhm.
Now we go to dinner and I do things for her. But at the top of her list, being responsible
Good deal.
is the
Yeah.
thing.
Good deal. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Got a couple other people that just came in. Let me see. We got Annie from Mississippi. Annie from Mississippi. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, great morning, God morning to everybody.
Do you think if a person is together and one of them has a lack of affection, is not a very affectionate type person, don't want to be hugging public shows of affection, hugging in public, walking around holding hands and different things of that nature. Do you think that is
Wait a minute, Raheem. I
Yes.
can barely hear you.
okay? I was good to be funny, but I ain't gonna be funny today. I'm not gonna do that to you, Annie. Do you think that a person's lack of affection? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you think if a person has a lack of affection, they're not a very affectionate type person, they don't want to hold hands in public and all that public acts of affection or hugging and kissing in public, they're not into that. But if their spouse is into that, is that reason enough for one person to lead the other person?
No, it's not a reason for someone to leave the other person. I mean, many people don't like showing or putting a public display of affection out there. So, especially men, not all men, but some men don't like all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's unloving. So at the end of the day, that's not a reason to leave somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He can be not perfect in one area and perfect in a different area. And he may not be whole in your eye,
Mm-hmm.
or she may not be whole in your eye, but
That's
she
right,
can be
Miss
doing
Minnie.
something
That's
else
right.
that's greater.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're not going to meet the person that does every single thing, the way you want them to do it.
But
it's
see,
just
Annie,
about
but see,
growing
Annie,
together, knowing what
but
they
Annie,
like, sometimes compromising.
but
I
Annie,
know
but Annie,
couples that don't believe in
Annie.
wives believe in Christmas, but the husband don't.
Hey,
But
Annie,
because she wants that gift,
Annie can't hear me.
here,
She really
go
can't
on
hear
and
me.
do it because he don't even believe in that in the gifts for Christmas like that.
Hey,
But
Annie,
he'll do
Annie,
it to appease her.
Annie, can you hear me?
Yes,
But see, but
I can.
she in the situation. She said, "Well, my last boo used to hug me in public, and we used to kiss in public, and walk around holding hands, and he used to feed me and all, and that's what she liked. Now this joker come along and ain't doing none of that. Is she wrong?
Well, here's my take on that. If your last boo done that, if your ex done that, then why is he your ex?
Come on now.
Something has been going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if he done everything perfect, why are you not with him?
Come on now.
Because apparently, right here, he fell short in some area,
Mm-hmm.
or she fell short in some area. So I mean, we can't compare one to the other. I mean, my husband works all the time, and that makes me feel some kind of way. And he's not big on public affection.
Mm-hmm.
With him working all the time, that make up for everything that that he don't do. With him being goal driven and working every single day and hardly ever being off, it makes up for everything else that I think the way he should be.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to compromise. We have to compromise. So nobody's gonna be complete. Maybe his last girlfriend didn't talk as much or she didn't eat as much. So it's always gonna be something. Nobody's gonna be whole.
Well, Annie, I can't see you talking a lot, Annie. I just can't see that.
You know what, right here, and I do talk a lot. Sometimes tell me to shut up, over talking. And I'm trying to hold it down, but I tell you, yeah, I got many flaws. And thank God that he loved me. He loved me beyond my flaws.
There you
right?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curtis McNeil, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Curtis, you there?
Good morning, Glow.
There you go.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, brother. Good to have you, man. What do you say about that, man? One person is not affectionate and the other person love the acts of affection. Is that enough to end the relationship?
Did you say one person to answer that?
No. I said, Lord have mercy. I said one person is very affectionate, love the acts of affection, love holding hands, kissing, hugging in public, feeding each other. One person, that's who they are. But the other person just, they didn't grow up that way, Curtis. They didn't grow up in a family where they hugged and showed affection. It just wasn't what they did. Is that a reason to end the relationship? Why not?
Because we as human beings gotta, we can be so petty. Sometimes the exploration of a person that you love, and it can be the most rewarding thing humanly possible to do and humanly possible to experience. But I get it. Don't nobody want to do the work no more. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody want to do it no more. Everybody want everything microwaved.
Amen.
Wow.
Come on, man. Come on, man. No. It's just like, in my lifetime, the relationships I had, man, I wish I would have never even touched it. Or I wish that I would have at least had enough sense to make somebody wait.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't want to do that just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find out more about you as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I found out, if I decided that, okay, this is what I can tolerate, or this is what I can handle, and I made the conscious choice to handle that or deal with that, or live through that experience, I'm just telling you, the grass is definitely greener on the other side of that equation. If people would just be willing just to invest some time into other people.
Good deal.
Just be willing.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, girl. That's good. Leonard, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart? What are you hearing?
I'm just listening. I think people should have certain conversations,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about those two people. Sometimes people have a different perception, and then some people get into relationships thinking that these relationships should be like something they seen on TV or somebody else's relationship,
Like the Huxtables.
yeah, stuff like that. However, you should know the person that you're with, and you have to be careful of people who are obsessive.
Yeah.
That way.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Miss Annie was talking about. Well, yeah, he might not do this, but he does this.
Mm-hmm.
If you really love each other, I don't, people say, well, all relationships is a struggle. No, they're not. No, they're not. A lot of people who with decent relationships respect each other and they have boundaries. And that's all set up. But see, how you fall in love with a person if they wasn't doing that in the first place? Because how long has it been going on? How did you start loving them in the first place? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I thought you was.
Yeah.
How did you start loving that person in the first place if they wasn't doing these things?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the notion of people playing games with people.
Yes, exactly.
Or because see that one day it's the hands, the next day is this, then the next day is something else, then it's something else. Rarely have I found that it's just that one thing they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually not just that one thing. Now, if you have an open enough relationship and you don't discussed it before, then that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what Miss Annie said. Everybody don't like public displays of affection. Some people prefer to keep intimate relationships private and personal. How many of you like to go somewhere and you sitting there eating and somebody on top of each other in the booth next to you at the restaurant? They may not. They may think that's just fine. But what about the people sitting around you? Don't get carried away. or don't just make it, some people are focused on like this simple issue here, but really it's something else. You're having other feelings. It ain't about somebody just holding your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I say,
It's
you have
even
some
deeper
people
than
with
that.
lots of different issues. I used to have sweaty, cold hands.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes it's just like a child. You know why a child don't like their hand being held? Because it restricts their freedom.
Yep.
It could be lots of different things, but if you choose to make it what you want it, that's only one side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't even got to be. Boy, when I heard the other discussion about different cultures, that's why you ought to stay with your own if that's the case.
Mm. Wow. Wow, Leonard.
If you want things like they were when you grew up, then stick with your own.
Mm. Then you don't mind punching him in the gut, do you?
I mean, it ain't punching them good. It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you prefer your culture and the way your culture do things, stay with your culture.
Mm. Don't venture.
No. But when
Anybody?
you start doing other things and different types of people and strangers,
Mm-hmm.
you got to get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get to know what they're about. How you fall in love with a man and don't know that he can't stand God and he an atheist?
Mm. Wow.
Really?
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. I'm about to change topic. Anybody have anything they want to say briefly on this topic right here before we move on to the next one?
I do right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say this, but I didn't write it down, so I said something else. Sometimes we have to make sure with our spouses, because what we're talking about is what I think we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is what are we willing to do to make the other person happy?
Yeah.
And for my wife, what am I not willing to do?
Hey, boss lady, how you doing?
If I'm willing to die for her, I'm definitely willing to hold her hand or peck her on the cheek
Unity
or
has a big
on the
part.
lips.
It does.
If she feels that's what she wants in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a scene in a movie that blew me away. Because, see, sometimes we can't leave a foothold for the enemy to begin to speak to that other person. There's a reason that I stay groomed, that I make sure that I smell good, and that, that I try to look a certain way around my wife. I just don't let myself fall apart because we're married now.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I saw this scene and I was like, oh my God, that's good. It was the scene in The Wedding Planner with Jennifer Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
And they had hired her to be their wedding planner. But when she began to start planning this wedding, the person that she was planning the wedding for was her ex. And she realized that she still loved him.
Mm.
So she decided to break up their marriage before they got married. So she found something out about his fiance. She found out that the girl could not sing.
Mm.
So they went to this function and she set this girl up. And basically what she said, well, if you really love him, it was karaoke. Sing for him. And she knew this girl could not sing.
Mm-hmm.
But what she did not know was that this girl loved him so much that she would make a fool of herself if it pleased her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she began to sing, and she could not sing.
Lord Jesus.
And he looked at her and smiled, and it broke Jennifer Lopez. The evil spirit that was in her to destroy their marriage, it broke it. Mm-hmm. So sometimes those little things that we do, you better know there's somebody else willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't do it because of that. But be aware of it.
Exactly. That's good. Anybody else have anything else they want to say before we move on to the next topic? Good deal. Well, y'all know I'm gonna play one of my commercials. I ain't played them in a minute, so I gotta play my commercial, and then we're gonna have a totally different topic on the other side. I think y'all gonna like this topic. It's gonna be a little different, but here we go.
Let me ask you something. How long have you been paying rent? 1 year, 5 years, maybe 10? Every month you're paying someone else's mortgage, building their wealth instead of your own. But what if you redirected that same money toward your future? Buying a home isn't just about owning property. It's about creating stability, building equity, and securing financial freedom. And here's the truth. With today's mortgage programs, you might be closer to home ownership than you think. There are low down payment options, flexible financing plans, and even first-time buyer incentives that can make owning more affordable than renting. Now, why work with me? Because I don't just help you find a house. I help you find a home that fits your lifestyle, financial goals, and long-term vision. My approach is simple. I listen, I strategize, and I negotiate to get you the best value possible. I'll guide you every step of the way, from pre-approval to closing, making sure you feel confident, informed, and excited about your investment. At the end of the day, renting gives you a receipt, buying gives you an asset. So let's turn your rent money into ownership and make your future something you can truly call your own. When you're ready, I'll make it happen. I'm waiting on your call, 470-223-9853. Welcome home.
470-223-9853. Give me a call. If you're looking to buy or sell or lease or invest, give me a call at 470-223-9853. Looking to hear from you. All right? And welcome home. Cassandra, are you there? You're mighty low. I can barely hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Much better. Cassandra, I gotta ask a question of you. If two people are married, in love, been in love for a long time, and see the man, and they have an argument. I'm gonna give you two tiers of this. They're having an argument and going back and forth. And if in the course of that argument, he calls her the B word, or other side of the coin, if they're mixed race, black and white, or what have you, and in the course of an angry argument, one of them called the other one the N word. Has there been a loss of respect in that relationship on either or side or both sides?
Yeah. There's been, well, I know people say things in anger sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
It'd be a problem. He called me the B word,
Mm-hmm.
and then he told it that'd be real serious. And
But he was angry, Cassandra.
but if you
He
call
didn't
me-
mean it. He didn't mean it. He was just
I
angry.
know. Don't make me go there. I know, yeah. Do not call me the B word. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same manner, if that person calls me a nigger
Mm.
and they white, we got a serious problem. And to me, it's different than the B word. I'm sorry. It may just be a cultural thing, so I'll throw that out there. It would be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will not turn out good that day at all.
So you think that there's
Even if we love each other,
Mhm.
we'd have to do some serious counseling. We'd have to go to counseling real quick.
Wow. So how do you restore the respect? Because if they call you that, then they've lost respect for you. But then when they call you that,
No,
you lost respect for
I
them.
don't think that means that they've lost respect. I believe that tempers were high and things were said that should not have been said. That doesn't even mean that the person doesn't love you, but we would have to go to it would have to be some serious counseling going on. That's all.
Mhm.
I'm not saying because I didn't automatically like when they said the word, I stopped loving them.
Mhm.
I didn't stop. How does that work?
Yeah.
How does that work? You're in love with somebody, and then they say one word, and you don't love them anymore.
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I ain't that smart. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Curtis, what do you say to that, man? Is it a level of disrespect there that they have for you, and once they call you that, do you lose any respect for them?
Wanting to call me what exactly right here?
You weren't listening, Curtis. I just gave the whole scenario, and you ain't even listening to what I said. See. I said- the scenario. The scenario that I gave is if you're with someone, y'all been together for a long time, for a while, and y'all get into a very heated argument, and the guy is mad at the young lady, and he called her the B word, or other side of the coin, if it's a mixed relationship, and in the course of the argument, one of them called the other one the N word. Is there a lack of respect there? Have they lost respect for you when they call you that? And do you lose respect when you're called that for the person? Come on.
You know, in a bout of anger, people can say and do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. In that moment, there might be some respect lost there. In that moment, that don't mean that the person done lost respect for you entirely.
Hey, Bubbles, how you doing?
Or done lost respect for you. On purpose. You know what I mean? Like,
love you too. Come on.
Mm-mm.
Come on. Talk to me. Talk to me, Curtis. Come on.
No, it's time. You know, it's time for people to put down their petty differences.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
You think that's petty?
It really is. It really is. It can be. It can be very petty.
So a man called a young lady, a man called a young lady that he loved the B word. I don't know if that's petty, Curtis, or if somebody called the other the N word in the course of the argument. I don't know. I don't know if that's petty, man. That's an issue, and that's why Cassandra has such an issue with it. That's an issue.
The only reason it came out to listen right here. Don't listen from a behavioral perspective. The only reason that came out of your mouth is because you truly want something. Just come out and say what you want.
So you're gonna call you. So let me understand. Let me understand, Kurt. I'm trying to understand, brother. Let me understand. So you're saying that you call your wife the B word because you want something?
No, for the most part, when you get angry, see right here, there you go.
I'm asking a question, brother.
There
You put it out.
There you go. That wasn't just a question right here.
Curtis.
That wasn't just a question.
Curtis. I'm asking you a question based on what you said, and you saying there I go. You the one said it, brother. I'm just trying to get some clarity for my listeners, brother.
Right here, I know what I said.
Okay.
I know what I said right here.
So why is it a problem for me to repeat?
What I'm asking you to do, what I'm asking you to do is to think a little bit deeper into the words that's being used.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So listen to me. Just hear me out. Most of the time, when people get angry, they lash out. Most of the time, people get angry because it's something that they want that they don't really know how to voice. Right? So then they lash out, they use words, and they say things that really, they really don't mean. But they're trying to ask you. It's like if I'm mad at my wife for spending too much money.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't know how to say, no, listen, you're spending too much money. And we in a heated argument about the money that's being spent. I'm trying to get you to listen to me. So I wind up slipping up and saying the B word.
Mm.
Now, is it right? I'm not saying it's right.
Okay. Okay.
But my intention with the B word is to draw your attention and make you shut up.
Wow.
I want something. I want the floor.
Wow. Okay. I mean, if that's okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Let me go to Tucson. What's on your heart, brother?
What's your question, Raheem? I know you. I was listening, but I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so Raheem, if I'm gonna have to be biracial. I'm a little darker than my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and if she called me the N word,
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I said, don't say that to me. I don't know who you're talking to. I ain't nobody. If you say it right, I'm just going on for straight out. Nobody say it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm nobody's opinion.
Yeah.
It's not. We don't have to be biracial. On the other hand, I ain't got no business calling no woman no bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disrespectful. That's degrading. You know what a female dog is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? They lick their own tail. They greet each other. I mean, you know, they break loose and look for somebody to breathe
Mm-hmm.
outside of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Disrespect. That's either how to disrespect what I just said. Something.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at what a B is, you just don't call women that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Let me do this. Let me Tucson. Hold one second, man. I got to do this right here because I've been knowing Curtis, man, for 20 or almost 30 years, if not 30 years. And I know that brother, man. I know that brother, and he is my brother. And I know that he, in what he said and how he said it just now, is certainly not a representation of who Curtis is. And Curtis, I'm coming back to you, brother. Talk to me, man, because I know you, and maybe some of the people that's listening on the line, they may not know you like I know you, and I know that first and foremost, you're not gonna call no lady the B word anyway. That's just not who you are. You don't do that, and I know that. And so my thing is, talk to me, brother.
Talk to you about what?
About the exchange we just had, because I know I know. Hold on, I know you, Curtis, and I've been knowing you, like I said, well over 20 years, almost 30 years, if not 30 years. We've been knowing each other, and I know who you are. And my thing is, you're not the guy that's gonna call any lady out of her name like that, and you're gonna stand up to anybody, and you're gonna stand up for anybody that's being called out of their name. I've seen it, and I know who you are. So talk to me, brother.
Okay. To anybody who interpreted what I'm saying, what I just said.
Calm down.
Anybody who interpreted what I just said as in me calling my lady, or any lady for that matter, the B word,
Mm-hmm.
then you totally missed what I said.
Mm-hmm.
You totally missed what I said. Because my initial stating was from a behavioral perspective, not from a perspective of personal opinion. No, from a behavioral perspective.
Unity,
Most
you
of the
ain't
time
right.
when people lash out like that, it's because they want something.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know how to use the words.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you remember the old saying, a man cursed because he doesn't have a vocabulary to use?
Yes. Yes.
Same rules apply.
Mm-hmm.
The day has come where the day has come, true, where humanity has to think outside the box. We got to go back to the days of deductive reasoning, critical thinking. The world, everything is not just so, oh, you said this and this is what it is. No, we done seen that. We done seen that don't work. That's kind of the situation we in right now. What I was saying was the simple fact that most of the time, if you in an argument and it gets to that level of discussion, the truth be told, either both of you or one of you wants something that you're truly not getting, or you feel like you deserve more of it. And the only way to get the person to listen to you is you have to use words that is outside of the pale of good communication.
Okay. Okay. Tucson, finish your thought, brother.
If a companion, sometimes you say, you punk.
Good Lord.
Well, you say that, right?
that
get comfortable in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Daisy. And it's just say stuff. But you don't have to like the Curtis thing. Because they don't have your full attention. So they know how to get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Or you ignore them.
Good Lord.
Don't take the word offensive. Don't take the word offensive right here.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
By just saying that, I've got more attention from folks that wasn't paying me no mind. Just by that one word. That's how people get the attention they need. If they can't get it in a whisper, they holler.
Mm-hmm.
So when a person calls the person out of their name, I have a manager talking, or he walking up to me and he said, "Hey, Bubba, wait a minute. And I told him, I said, man, look, I'd rather you call me an SOB than a Bubba. Because I ain't nobody Bubba. Bubba, where you get that from? Oh, I ain't going to call you that. I said, don't call me Bubba then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was his way of communicating, he thought. Because that's his comfortable zone. He said, I call everybody Bubba. I ain't nobody Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear people say it all the time. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now we got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know me.
Yeah.
We ain't that kind of friends. We're not going to. Matter of fact, you get away from me. You're ignorant.
Yes, sir.
That's what you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way I feel. So when people get comfortable in their conversation, they are a discomfort in their conversation. They say something out of the norm. Like you didn't just, you ain't gonna call me something that you feel like you wanna call me. Hey, John.
Mm-hmm.
Not, man, who are you talking to? You mean tell me you going as far as to disrespect my parents because they didn't name me that?
Exactly.
To just give me a name. Boy, get out of here. And they go same with relationships. Sometimes it's just, hey, honey, how you doing? And you Negro, you didn't hear what I was saying. Wait a minute, all I'm saying is I didn't get from honey to I was just concentrating on what's going on. I was watching the game. I didn't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you call me. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute,
But I
Bubba.
bet you one thing, she did get my attention.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Let me go to Christopher O'Quady. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I am excellent.
Christopher, we talking about a situation, a couple been together for a long time, love each other, but they get into a real heated conversation, real argument, if you will, and the guy, he gets so upset that he called his lady the B word. He called her the B word, and I'm asking, and vice versa, if a couple is interracial couple, black and white, and in the course of the argument, one of them called the other one the N word. Is there a disrespect there? Have they lost respect for each other during that time, or what do you call that, Christopher? The man called the woman the B, and the other one called the other one the N word. Is there a lack of respect there? Have they lost it?
I think in moments like that, what's really deep down in us gets revealed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
For me, there's no, that's the thing about what's inside. Sometimes it takes pressure to bring it out, you know, good or bad, you know? And maybe those moments, things get unhinged when we are pushed to the limit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we got pushed to their limit, and stuff that was very get unhinged, because if it's not there, it's not. I'm of the opinion that if it's not there, it's not going to come out. You know, pressure brings what's on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure reveals what's on the inside of the person. You know, because you can get angry and not sin. You can get angry and not go overboard. You know, you can get angry and not get into name calling. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can respond and not react.
Yeah.
In moments like that.
Exactly.
We have to. Well, but the reality is that in our humanity, if we don't walk in the life of God daily, then somebody's going to take us somewhere, and whatever it's there, no matter how dormant it has laid, it can come out. There are people that access murder, you know, nice guy, really nice guy, you know, and because murder is in their flesh, and they probably didn't know that they came from a line of murderers, you know, and somebody somewhere took them to that limit, and before you know it, they just take somebody's life. And people like those are situations. People like, there's no way, Mike. You know, that's such a nice, cool guy. How in the world he killed his wife and kill all his children? Where did that come from? You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we can't walk in the flesh, because you don't have no idea what's locked in there, you know?
Exactly. Wow, that's good. That's good. Captain Leonard, talk to me, brother. What's going on in this scenario?
I believe the scenario you're talking about is this one about the name calling.
Yes, sir.
It really depends, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all, you know, I understand your chivalry and all this other types of things, but it's a very common word.
Wow.
I would be the last person in the world to sit here and tell you I won't call you a B to your face.
Leonard, don't you do that, Leonard.
Now, I do this particular scenario, I don't call my wife that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of the things. One, I made sure I don't call my wife that.
Oh, I know you would. I know you would.
And there, she don't give me reason neither.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I probably say,
Leonard, I'm gonna say, even if she did give you a slight reason, I don't think truth of the matter, I don't think you would do it, man.
I tell her don't act like one.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Go ahead, Leonard. Go ahead, Leonard.
I'm not, you know, I'm not that reserved, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because I say the word 20, at least 20 times a day.
Mm.
I ain't even got to be talking to nobody. I can be talking to myself.
Mm.
And you never know that. But now when I use it, I mean it.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people use it because that's how they talk amongst them friends, their friends.
Yeah.
It's become very cultural type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the N word.
Yeah.
Some of y'all got white friends that y'all let say it when y'all around.
Mm. No, brother, I don't.
I'm just saying, some people do.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to know who you with.
Mm-hmm.
And then you talking about you calling her that. What has she called you? So let's not give her the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
We just gonna talk about us personally, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you personally are not going to say the word, then don't say it.
You know what, Leonard? I'm gonna say this, man, and I toot my own little horn, toot. But in my whole life, and I'm over a certain age right now. That's something now, and a lot of women are made me mad now. Oh Lord Jesus! But that's something I can honestly say without even hesitating. I've never called a young lady, man.
I
The
mean,
B or the H
why
like
would you
that.
why would you call a lady that?
I have never.
I'm just saying, I've never called a lady that.
Well, a female. Let me say a female then. Let me get
Okay,
that
yeah, clear it up.
Okay.
Because you ain't got to be a female for me to call you that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
They're saying more than what he's saying.
Yeah. He's saying a lot more than what he's saying. Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
so you know, I understand you and how you feel about it,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody don't feel that way.
Yeah.
It's a word. It has a
Yeah.
definition.
But it has such a negative connotation.
Because every word's not gonna be all sweet and nice and
Well,
you know,
that one is not. That one
no,
ain't got
it's
none
not.
in it. It ain't got
Right.
none in it.
I like I say, it's quite negative by definition.
Yes, very, very.
But some people use it amongst them. Some women use it as amongst them friends.
Mm-hmm.
The gay community uses it a lot.
Really?
And they talk back and forth with women like that.
Mm.
Because that's that culture.
I love you, Brandy.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
Right.
got none in it.
I like I say, it's quite negative by definition.
Yes, very, very.
But some people use it amongst them. Some women use it as amongst them friends. I think I've called Brandy one before.
The Brandy, he's singing about a female. He's singing about a female dog. So people don't know that. People think he's talking about a woman. No,
right.
He's singing about a
But
dog. The dog
honestly, Raheem, haven't you been called worse?
I've been called some stuff now.
I'm just saying. But you know, sometimes I make fun of you.
I've been called
because you got the chivalry of it is hilarious to me. But that's how you are.
I'm so all alone.
Right. That's how you are, bro. I don't knock you for that. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you said it like somebody was gonna go to hell.
Well, it's almost like they're telling you to go. That's what
I didn't like that. Like, long as you've been live now. Come on now. You don't ran into some of them now.
Yes, Lord.
Come on now. Okay.
I don't see
Okay. You just wouldn't call it that. You just wouldn't say it. That's what you wouldn't say it.
I would never call a lady that, man.
I wouldn't call a lady that neither.
I wouldn't call a female. I wouldn't call her a female. You want to be all techno with this thing, all techno. Yeah, okay. Let me go to Anna from Mississippi. Toya with a T coming to you next. Anna from Mississippi. Wait, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Annie, a couple is together is what we're talking about right now. And in the course of them having a real heated argument, the man looked at the young lady and he called her the B word. Or a couple is married and they get into a very heated argument and one calls the other one the N word. Is there a lack of respect? Have they lost respect for each other at that point?
You know, it's in the heat of the moment. And when your emotions are all, you know, out of whack and you're going at it and you want to use phrases to hurt people, you're gonna say things.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been called some things, but I've also called him things as well. So when you're arguing, when you're mad, you're gonna say something, unless there's some type of stop phrase or something in an area where you don't go to. Now I do feel like if there's an interracial couple and let's say he's African American and she's Caucasian, I do think I would feel some kind of way if she called, him that word. I mean, I'm sure he would feel some kind of way being called that in the heat of the moment, or a white man, a black woman. If he got upset and call you the N-word, that would really be, I would be in my zone. I really would feel, I would be very upset about that. I wouldn't feel well about it. It all depends on, every circumstance is different.
Yes.
It all depends on, what do you have a stop phrase? Do you have a place where you don't go? Or do you, don't talk about your mom and all the, some things, some areas you don't go in, you don't trade in. But for the most part, if it's just people arguing, hey, when you're mad, you're gonna say things.
Do you chalk it up on he was angry or she was angry? Do you chalk it up on that, or do you look a little deeper into, hold on, you called me this though? I know you was angry. I know you was upset. But wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Yeah, my son, when my son, his son was born, his girlfriend and him were arguing, and every single time they got into it, she always said, "He's not your child." Every time they got into it, and then when she calmed down, she'd be like, "Well, I was mad." But that's something she said every time they got into it. So when he wanted a blood test, she felt some kind of way. But you said these words in the heat of the moment. And like I said before, some areas you don't tread in. Some things you just can't say because the words, when they leave your mouth, you can't take them back no more.
Yeah.
So, if you want to hurt a man by saying he's not your child, don't be upset when he say to you, I want DNA test. Because you said it.
Yeah. Yeah. You are not the father. You are not the father. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Doing good. Good to have you this morning, sis. What do you think about this now? In the heat of the argument, he called his lady the B word, or it's a mixed couple, and in the heat of the argument again, they've been together, they love each other, but in the heat of the argument, mixed couple, black and white, the one called the other one the N word. Is there a lack of respect there? Have they lost respect for each other? What do you say? What do you say to that?
If they've been together for a long time and they know each other, only they can make that diagnosis if they just said it because they were mad. I can't be on the outside looking in and determining that.
Now, Toya, you've been with this guy for a long time. Toya, you've been with this guy for a long time. And you say you've been with this guy for a long time, and you feel like he really loved you. And then y'all have your first real argument.
But you know better.
No, for the sake of the conversation. For the sake of the conversation, I want to see. Yeah. But and in y'all first argument, and it gets so heated and so angry, y'all going to each other, y'all and then he called you the B word. Toya, what is that? What does that look like?
But Raheem, you got to remember that I've already been through some of those things. And once you yell at me, I'm out because of you putting his hands on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now again, back then, it wasn't acceptable then. It caused me to get into physical fights back then. And it's even more unacceptable now.
that the thing we got to stop doing is correlating toxicity with love or toxicity with care or oh I couldn't control myself and I made a mistake. What are
Mm-hmm.
you 5?
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, you got to open up your mouth for it to come out. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, especially being from Brooklyn, like I said, we do cuss in the hood. We do call each other the N words. We do call each other the B words.
Mm-hmm.
But you are still very well aware of what you're doing. I've never called my mama a B word.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never called my pastor lady a B word because you got self control. We know what we be doing. So in the midst of an argument or relationship, especially with somebody who
Hey,
you've
Lady
been with
Sassy.
who knows you, they know what you're gonna accept. They know what you're
Mm-hmm.
not. And if they open up their mouth and say something, it wasn't an accident.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
It wasn't.
So how do you
You are
react to
well
it?
aware of
What do you
you're
do?
saying, and as an adult, what do you do?
What do you do in that situation?
I'm going to tell you the truthful, real answer, not the answer that I actually acted on. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I believe you should address, because I did this even then. You address the person, say, hey, you know I don't like that. You know that's disrespectful. You know, like wait a minute, let's dial it back.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in time, I believe that when a person really loves you and you really love a person, guy or girl, when you get ready to start talking to them on a certain level, nothing else can calm them down but you. I
Mm-hmm.
believe real love. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So when you start to address the fact, oh my God, you just called me out my name? Really? That's how you feel? You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm over. Something in the individual goes to snap, like, oh wait, oh my God, no, you know what? It's whatever. And we need to try to rectify the situation. But the same way a man that hits you once, not all the time, not 100%, but 98% of the time, if he hits you once, he'll hit you again.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing go with it. They call you out your name once, eventually they're gonna call you out your name again because you didn't clap fire out their mouth the first time when they did it.
Mm-hmm. Lord. Oh Lord, let violence be met by violence. Cassandra, talk to me. Christopher O'Quady coming to you next. Cassandra, talk to me. What's on your heart?
I nothing. I don't want to say anything. I'm just listening.
You know, you're in a place right now, aren't you?
This subject is always tricky for me.
Okay.
It's so good.
But Cassandra, let me ask, can it be just anger? Could it be just the anger? Or is there something underlining in being called those things?
I don't know. Because I don't know we can't go deep enough on here to know whether it was something deep seated or we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to try to figure it out. What level that person was on, but I do know that we say things in anger sometimes. And the Bible even talks about it says, be angry but sin not.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I'm gonna leave this one out. I'm gonna step back.
Okay. Christopher, talk to me, sir.
Here I am here.
Okay. Talk to me, sir. What do you think about this whole situation, man? Could it be just the fact that a person allowed themselves to get too angry and stuff just came out, or is it something like I think you had said earlier, there was underlining that was already there and it just brought it to the surface?
Yeah, and it's good though. It's good that it happens because sometimes those adverse situations just gets us to see parts of us that we need to deal with. It's not being critical, just like, wow, I didn't know that I was going to go there. I didn't know that this is going to take me there, and it's something that you can say, okay, moving forward, I want to deal with this. This is not the person I want to be, especially in a relationship or marriage,
Yeah. Wow. That's good. Curtis, talk to me, brother. Curtis?
I mean, I'm right here.
I mean, that's you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I mean, there are situations where, you know, the communication is off, man. Like, you know, because anybody that would just willy nilly just come out their mouth and say something like that to somebody else, something wrong with you. I mean, you know, like I've had some conversations where I had to remind some of my white friends, y'all more worried about the word than I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I literally had to tell one of my white friends, hold on, bro. How you gonna use that word more than I do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you mean, Kurt? I said, how often do you hear me even utter that word? I ain't never heard you say it before. I know. Because it's not one that I use. It's not one that I keep in my lexicon, even when it was popular. You know, and I can have some choice words for you. Those choice words are based off of the fact that I have made an investment in getting to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to have those choice words, 9 times out of 10, it's because I want your attention. See, human beings, we have a serious ability to, some people will call it cognitive dissonance. We will revert back to being childlike in order to get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how we talk. But it's not those words and those ways of communicating is not nowhere near what would be in my life. I wasn't raised that way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You understand? So if I gotta communicate with you like that, I don't need you around me, period.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, what kind of conscious dialogue are we having here?
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
You know, what type of attitude and energy am I bringing to the table, or you're bringing to the table, that dictates that we speak to one another like that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
You know, it always blew my mind in the early 90s when women would allow for Snoop to say it, but then get mad if they do say it. I never understood that. You gave precedence to one, but it's hell, fire, and brimstone for the other.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Same thing with, you know, the N-word.
Good deal.
You know,
good deal.
but
Mm-hmm.
I think what Leonard said is very much close to a reality. It is a reality. In certain cultures, you know, especially in the LGBTQ community, that B word is, you'll hear that, man, you'll hear that fly around like it's a part of the main body of the thesaurus.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Hold on, Curtis. Got to keep this thing moving. Let me go to Rico. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Rico, you there?
I'm actually see another day of life. Yeah, I'm good, man. I've never seen another day of life. How everybody doing today?
Hey, doing good. Good to have you, brother. You been keeping up with the conversation, or do I need to catch you up?
Pretty much feel on where you went.
Okay, we're talking about being called those words, man. He got angry, Rico, and he didn't mean it, man. He loved the woman, but in the course of the argument, he called her the B word. Or there's a mixed couple, and in the course of the argument, man, they got overly angry, and called one of them called the other one the N word. Is there a loss of respect there, or what's really going on? Or that's something that's been underlining for a long time? What do you think it is, Rico?
I think in some cases it could be something that was on the line the whole time. And I also think that in some cases it might not be disrespectful, but it might be more of a sign of that you're disappointed in a person, because if the shoe fit, is it disrespectful?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I think about what Amy just said a second ago about the woman playing with the paternity of the baby when she get mad.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't the daddy no way.
Yeah.
That be right there. I'll let her have it. So that's what she acting like, a low down nasty one.
Good Lord.
To sit back and play with the paternity of a baby, and I mean it ain't even about the man. So yeah, I mean it could be more about the fact that you're disappointed in the way that person is acting, because that might be the way they behave.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some people say that white people could be called the N word.
Mm-hmm.
It can apply to them.
Yeah.
But we know subconsciously, if they ever get mad enough at the right black person, ooh, they're about to say something. Don't make me say it. They know what comes with that word, the disrespect that comes with it, the energy. So I think it's more about the energy than of the context that the word is used in. Because now we do have certain cultures and certain groups of people that say, "Oh, we're gonna take it back and change the narrative. We're gonna reclaim it."
Mm-hmm.
And they use it as a term of endearment. I hear it sometimes, and I'm like, "Man, look at that." I remember when I was in New York, the first time I heard some white boy saying the N word on the subway. I was the only one up there looking sideways. I was about to go 1960 civil rights on. Everybody else is sitting there like it ain't nothing. I'm like, what's going on? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
Mm-hmm.
Did he just call him that? He white.
Yeah.
They call each other the N word.
Mm-hmm.
But it went with the hard ER.
Mm-hmm.
That's another subject there, though, when you start talking about the hard ER.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you was in an interracial marriage and you disappointed that spouse that called you that, even if you were acting like that, it was laying down. It was laying beneath everything. They've been wanting to say this because you've been showing them that this is the way you're behaving. And they might not like the word, but at the same time, if the word is associated with a negative behavior, and it's going to be hard for them not to think that if the shoe fits. It might be even harder for them to say it. Mm-hmm. And if you're anything like me, if you love what God loves and I love the truth, I might have to tell you just what you are.
Wow.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You keep saying wow. Right.
He never ran across now. He never ran across the ladies.
I'm just wondering what I'm trying to put a quote on the number of times that I do say this word. And I'm gonna tell you, when you was talking, with the little story you told, that blank you fill in, that's where that word go. It go right there. And that's why I'm enjoying looking at watching you, because I'm like, hey, if that's right, that Raheem is probably like that. That little chivalric side of him won't allow him to go there with a female.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe you like that. But you a special case, I tell you that. Unless you just don't cuss at all.
No, I ain't
People
gonna
who
say
don't
that.
curse at all don't curse.
Mm-hmm. I might watch this. I might have a Cassandra moment every now and then. I ain't gonna say I don't cuss at all, but
I'm not gonna let you call it a Cassandra moment.
look, I'll try to throw her alley oop. I'll try to throw her alley oop this. Then she didn't. I thought she was gonna say something. She ain't say nothing though.
No,
Cassandra, you there?
playing with you today.
And you know what, though, Raheem?
Talk to me.
That's very commendable that you don't do that. You know what?
Mm-hmm. I've never.
My daddy
Mm-hmm.
did some things, but that specific era of men had a certain respect for women.
Mm-hmm.
If they came in the building, they wouldn't cook.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one over the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there was a specific era of men that's probably just like you, who don't call women out their name. Might think it, because I mean that's just something. I got a sister, Christian sister. She don't curse. She don't use the N word. She don't use the B word. Not that people never made her mad. That's just not who she is, and I commend that. And don't get me wrong, Raheem. I love God. I am a fool for him. I will die for him, and I don't get it right every day. But I use the B word, I use the N word, and a couple of other words too, because that's just who I am. So it is what it is. If you don't call people or use that language, I commend you. When you say you don't smoke, you don't drink, I commend that. Right? But it's the same for everybody.
Yeah. You right about that. Christopher Quady, talk to me, sir. Christopher Quady, you there?
I'm here.
There you go, my man. Talk to me. Is it just anger, man? Is it just anger? Yeah, I just want to know what this whole thing is.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Are we still on the anger topic, eh?
Yes, sir.
I believe that as life goes on, things happen to us. And when these things happen, we come face to face with that. You know, I think it was Michael Jackson that wrote the song The Man in the Mirror.
Yes.
And you look in the mirror and you see that old man, and you're like, you're either going to follow him to death and destruction, or you could just turn and say, God, I'm here to experience life. It's like a spiritual diagnosis, you know, just at that moment, just something comes out and you're like, oh my God, you know, I didn't know I was going to cross this line. But when you do, it's a moment of repentance. It's a moment to say, it's not a moment of condemnation, not a moment of guilt or shame. It's a moment where we can turn to life and say, I definitely need the experience of life in this moment. You know, and it's a moment we wake up. You know, there are things that I said and done that used to trigger me, and now the same thing I said and done, and I'm like, you know, I said that man is dead. That man ain't here no more. You know, and just it's not just being super spiritual. It's just a moment of realizing you've awakened to a new nature, you're awakened to a new life, and you're growing in a new dimension. And that all praise and honor belongs to God. And anyone that's listening today, and you find yourself always reacting, you know, I'm just encouraging you. Christ gives us life as God ordained it, so that we live responsive. You live responsive. You don't want to react to every situation. You know, you want to respond. And you can only respond from what you have. You can only respond from what you don't have. The life of God in you, active and functional. My God, people will take you to places that many times you don't even believe that you will go.
Exactly. That's good. And you said man in the mirror, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of that. You ready? I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. God almighty. Go ahead, Tucson. I ain't gonna sing no more. That's enough. Man, I should have did that Michael Jackson movie. Gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. God almighty. I close my eyes with that one, Tucson. Go ahead. Huh? That was good one, Toya. Toya Ulati, that was good one.
Good. I'm sure your wife loved it.
Wait.
And God, them probably the only two that.
Where my mom at? Mama, you watching it there, mama? Mama, I know my mama loved it. My mama loved it.
She loved it.
Mama loved it. Gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. God don't mind
You
it.
almost sound good when I put my earmuffs on. You almost sound good. Keep it up.
Go ahead, Tucson. I ain't messing with y'all, man.
Hey, Raheem, I thought about how you straighten that out. I hate to come after Chris because Chris from a different place in his conversation. Thank you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that.
Yes.
From, this unique place where we should be. Thank you, Chris. Now I mean that. Because when somebody say, call me out of my name, call me that N-word, or if you say, if a man called a woman the B-word, the quick response is your mammy.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's not where Chris came from, Tucson.
Okay.
That's not
okay.
That's not where Chris came from, Tucson. That's not where he came from. He came from a different place.
What's up, homie?
Hey, Leonard. Hey, Leonard.
What, right?
Wow.
Wow. I'm just saying, that's my homie. I'm just saying. Because that's where they go. I don't know where y'all from. But we sure used to say it. I'm just going to tell you. Like I said, I commend you, right?
Thank you. I guess. Thank you. I think. Thank you. Go ahead, Tucson. Talk to me, brother.
No, I mean, because we get in this mode when we're in an intense conversation and we lose self-control. And we say and do things that we wouldn't normally do out of a quick reaction, quick response, without thinking. We think more, we talk more than we hear. So we definitely don't want to hear no sound direction, spiritual insight.
That's good.
Where we should be. It's like the old man
That's
shows
right,
up
Lorizante.
all over again.
That's good.
And now you just say stuff.
Just to be mean?
Really, to get a reaction, to get the attention.
What
I bet you hear me.
If they
hear me now.
If they get that 44, if they'll go get that 44, that's not the reaction you want now, Tucson. They go get that 44.
Well, here's the thing. But you see, when you hear the reply, it gets even worse. Because suppose they're already in a disagreement. Let me throw this out here like this. Okay, now you just as per se innocent as you could possibly can be. And they get into a conversation, you must be talking to them or who you be talking to. What did you what? Now to get my attention, you're making accusations about behavior. My behavior, not yours. You must be talking to them dudes you be talking to at work. Why you say that, huh? But you don't necessarily mean what you say, but what you've been thinking all along has already come out. Now it's coming out. You must be talking to the old side piece. What? What? Now let's have the real conversation that you really want to talk about. Because it didn't come out. You just said it. So not only does those two words come out, there's other expressions and conversation that comes out when it gets heated that they really want to tell you how they really feel.
Mm-hmm.
So when they say you'll be,
Mm.
it means they saying that you just like every other woman
Yeah. Yeah.
of this night.
And that's not a compliment.
Street woman, you like,
That's not a compliment.
or you. No, it's not a compliment. You know how they say the old song, don't sing it right here, I'm gonna throw it out at you. It says, a lady in the street freaking the bed with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you call them out, the old N word, you just acting like another thug.
Mm. Mm.
That's why they said that. Because they're looking at you possibly, what all they're saying is, Raheem, you acting out of character.
Mm.
You know,
I could think of a million other better ways to say it than I could probably think of a couple other ways to say that.
But in frustration, Raheem, it didn't come out. You know, you acting like old Billy down the street.
Mm-hmm.
He beat his wife.
Mm. That saying about the getting a feathered pillow, and you take it outside on a windy day, and you're taking it and you throw all the feathers up in the air, and you let the feathers fly with the wind, take them where they wanna take them, and you go back the next morning, you try to collect those feathers. Some of them you can never get back, brother. Some of them you can never get back. They're gone. They're gone. And once it's out there, man, once you say something like that to somebody, and it's out there, man, you it's not like fishing where you can wind it back in. You can't. You can't. And that's the part right there. And now you got to deal with it. Now you got to deal with it. Bishop, do I see Bishop online? Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Great.
Let me turn this thing up. Hold on. The good Bishop Greg.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's him. That's one and the same.
Stop blowing the whistle.
Yeah, I some people protested the whistle. I couldn't blow the whistle no more. They protested the whistle. They protested. There was a protest on that whistle.
The bishop. Oh hell, the preacher.
Oh Lord, see,
Oh, my God.
see. But Bishop, I got a scenario, and I want to hear from you on this one right here, man. Couple been together for a long time. Two different couples. They've been together for a long time. They get into their first major power. They are going at it, man. They going at it. And the man gets so angry, he look at the woman and he called her the B word. And now this other couple, they're biracial, black, one is black, one is white. And they get into a heated argument. And one of them called the other one the N word. I'm asking the question, has there been is there a lack of respect there? Have they disrespected each other? A lack of respect, or that's something that's been brewing up in the person for a long time? What do you think it is, Bishop?
Well, to use words of that magnitude, which could be offensive, it's in the heat of the passion of the moment, and it caused whatever was in them to come out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I will speak directly from the Bible when it says, from the heart, whatever's in you is going to come from the heart.
Yeah.
So, me and you get into an argument,
mm-hmm.
and you start calling out using certain verbiage towards me.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you've been wanting to call me for a minute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you waited till a moment comes for you to try to use those words to attack me,
mm-hmm.
trying to tear me down. But then, like you said earlier, once those words come out, you can't take them back.
Yeah.
So that's what came out your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you have to be careful what you say. I don't care how upset you get. You just have to be careful not to let your emotions take you that far. And I've been in many arguments, 40-some years of marriage. I don't use those words on my wife.
Yeah.
So that's not what I think of her.
Exactly.
And I can't. And if it come out, and I say this, that's what you think of me? Now I got to spend the rest of the whole year trying to defend the fact that that's not really what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was speaking out of anger.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not say that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So yeah, you had a very valid point when you made your statement. I applaud that.
Mm-hmm. I get one in.
I'm pretty sure my man, E.F. Hutton Leonard, probably spoke on the same order.
No, Leonard said he don't mind calling them that. If they act like that, he gonna call them that.
Hold on, stop. I was writing down what he said. Hold on.
Well, they having a moment this morning, y'all.
But I can't agree with him. That's why I don't call my wife that.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of other folk can get it.
Mm. So you don't have a problem calling somebody else that. Somebody else's daughter.
You ain't even gotta be no woman.
Mm.
I don't even know why you act like that. See, that's what I like about you. Your thing is the woman, the female.
Yeah.
Man, I'll call anybody that. Make me mad.
Rico, what do you
I try not to.
Yeah. I hope you do try very hard. Rico, what do you hear?
I'm much better, Raheem. Remember when I started this show when I told you?
Man. Yes, sir.
I'm much better because of this show, Raheem.
Praise God. To God be the glory, brother. To God be the glory. And you are. I ain't gonna lie, you are. I remember. Tucson. Look at Tucson over there. Look at Tucson over there. Over there from the corner. He over there. He over there in the corner. Rico, talk to me, brother. Rico, talk to me.
Well, when you're right, man. And not liking to use the word is just a matter of personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that don't like to use the B word, so they might just call them a Jezebel.
Mm.
Well, I know what you mean by that. But what's the difference? I guess the difference is the fact that you just don't prefer that word.
Well,
but the woman or the man that might deserve to have that word called to them, that might be their favorite word. They might love when Too Short say it.
Mm.
Like turn them up.
Mm.
And then, some of us don't like the N word. But at the same time, we have labeled a group of young black males and put them on a pedestal as somebody that you call YNs. And it's like a badge of honor now. Even though they out here acting a fool and being terrible, they're still saying, hey, these YNs ain't going to tolerate some of this stuff these white folks been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they don't care nothing about what they're doing. They just as ignorant. That's what the N word is supposed to go be a substitute for.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got substitute words.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those that might not want to call somebody the B word, I wonder what word do they use when they see that behavior being exhibited. Because I am a person that believes in calling it like I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you acting like one, you might need to hear what you're acting like.
Mm.
Because sometimes people could be on a pedestal and they don't even think they acting like that.
Wow.
If you want to tell a black person, hey man, you starting to act like an N word.
Mm-hmm.
They might not like it, but if they out there acting like a minstrel and a jester, shucking and jiving, tap dancing and bojangling, selling out, samboing,
mm-hmm.
or just making us look bad. You know how sometimes, man, we have some of us that we know that certain people look at black men and black people a certain way. And then you got black people that embrace it and say, you know what? Yeah, I am going to fit that stereotype. I am the thug.
Hey, Rico.
And embrace it.
Rico, there's a very popular young man, black man, that's on Sports Center in the morning on a very popular show, one of their best shows. Has he sold out? I ain't gonna call his name. Don't call his name. But has he sold out in your eyes?
In certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has his times when he's legitimate about his opinion, and then he has his times where you could tell that he's walking on eggshells and trying to make sure not to hurt the feelings of those that he knows he appeals to, or that had to pay his check. Because if it wasn't for those people, he wouldn't be able to make so much money that everybody know he loved money. He ain't gonna never talk about nobody getting their dollars down, $500. You know, he loves money.
He gonna get his
So,
money. He gonna get his
He's
money.
very careful. he's very careful to make sure that he doesn't offend those people. And that's when I can see that, you know, he walks on eggshell. I ain't gonna say he's a sellout, but he's afraid to tell the truth all the time, or call it like it is. And see, that's what can happen if you don't like certain words. You might be afraid to call it like you see it. Sometimes you have to let a person know that is how they're acting. Some people don't like the word fool, but if you're acting like a fool, you might need to hear that you're acting like one, especially if you're being foolish.
Good deal. Good deal.
Raheem.
Yes.
I can agree with.
I thought you were dealing with a couple, not a general conversation with some random person. See,
no, it's couple.
When
You're
you
right.
presented to me, you were talking about two couples, an interracial couple and another couple.
Yes.
See, if it's a broad conversation with some person, then, you know, I have used verbiage to certain people when they behave a certain kind of way. But I wouldn't call my woman a B, and I wouldn't call, if I was in an interracial relationship, I wouldn't call my woman a cracker. And she dare not call me the N-word. I'm talking about a relationship, because that's how you present it to me. Yeah. So now I'm hearing it applied in different contexts now. So let's make sure there's some clarity.
Bishop,
go now.
I gotta do something. Hold on before you go further. I gotta do something, brother, because I keep hold on. I want to do this right here, and I want to do this on the air because I keep saying bishop, but as a matter of fact, you're no longer bishop. You are now apostle. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Talk to me about that.
Well, talk to you about it. I mean, what can I say? Other than the College of Bishops saw fit to ordain me as an apostle because of my ministry, traveling across the world, starting churches and building churches and helping families from various countries. So because of my labor and being able to teach and instruct others to how to carry a church or how to start a church, the College of Bishops came together, and by the grace of God, because God do the anointing.
Yes.
But he utilized someone to lay hands on, according to Paul's teachings in Timothy, is laying on hands of the presbytery. So all these elders and bishops came together, and they consecrated me to the office of apostle.
Praise God. Congratulations, brother. Wanted to congratulate you on air. Somebody was about to say something.
Congratulations. But I also wanted to say, what Rico has says, people substitute words. Like, say, for instance, my mother didn't use the N-word that I can remember, but you know what? If she wanted to insult you, she'd call you a monkey.
Good Lord.
If she wanted to like say that you were doing something ridiculous, or she said, you're acting like monkeys, and that's why people call you monkeys.
Good Lord.
And I remember that about her. She didn't say the N-word very much at all. But monkey was that thing she used when she really wanted to characterize your behavior, but she usually wouldn't say the N-word. But I think that was her way. Of expressing that feeling.
Wow. Anybody else got anything? I'm looking at the clock. It's time for us to get out of here, man. It's already 10 o'clock. Time flies, man. But anybody got anything?
Jump in.
Go ahead, jump in.
If they really want to hurt country feelings, that's the ugliest word in the world. They'll call it.
What is that?
We can't say it on the air.
Okay, don't say it. Don't say it then, brother. No, but Tucson, you'll get this on your way home, though.
That tongue. Shut your mouth. Yeah, you're going to get it when you get home. Yes, sir. Say that, they say it different ways, but you can't say that in good. Don't say nothing at all.
Yep.
But you got an unruly evil in your mouth, and you can't control it. You don't even try. You just blurt out stuff. You'll get it when you get home. That tongue.
Deadly.
It's a bunch of trouble.
Deadly. tongue is deadly.
And here's what you say. Here's what you say. I didn't mean to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did.
Did I say
Somebody
that?
said it. It's in your heart to say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Check your heart.
Exactly.
You do that when you get up.
Good deal. Good deal. Cassandra, we got to have a hot topic of the day. What is it?
Hello?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Our first topic for today surrounds the decision by the Supreme Court that literally is taking Black people about 60 years back. Their decision is that states cannot assist people of color in having representation in their state or their county or wherever because of the color of their skin, because they're minorities. And to me, that is a slap in the face to every person of color. Well, mainly it's pointed at us, Black people, to Black people in this country. How dare you take away our rights to vote? Because I promise you, if I'm living in a city that we're 80% Black or 70% Black, and you redistrict it where white people can, they're basically the only ones that have representation, you have forfeited my right of choice. So exactly. I'm just saying, we're not paying attention to a lot. Please look that up, the decision they made yesterday. And it was a 6-3 split. Only the ones that are for freedom, as far as I'm concerned, because that 6 he got in there, they're horrible. Mm-hmm. They are horrible. So just think about it. I'm just saying, it's like a slap in the face. Not even a slap. It's like they spit in our face yesterday and say, you are not worth us having people to represent. I don't know.
Did anybody, Cassandra, did anybody that look like us vote against us?
Well, he don't look like us. He's one of them. So that's a given.
Okay.
That man has not one Black bone in his body. I don't care what his DNA say. He has not one Black bone in his body.
Wow.
Of course he's gonna vote against his people. That's what he's always done. But I'm gonna stop, because then y'all will be accusing me of something else.
Apostle, you there? Apostle, you there?
Yeah, man.
Okay, we always have a moment where we have a word of the day. If you don't mind, brother, give us a word of the day.
Yeah, the word of the day is love. That's it. Love in spite of and not because of.
Okay. There you go. Anybody got anything else they want to say before we get out of here?
Hey, Raheem, I want to remind people when they go to the polls to vote, specifically here in Georgia, if you may be early voting or what have you, we need for our community to understand that David Scott has passed away.
Yes.
However, his name is still on that ballot. As far as I know.
It is.
Be aware of that when you go to vote. Most people don't know or may not have been concerned. And if you don't keep up, you don't know. But David Scott has passed away.
They're saying what they're trying to do, Leonard, is say if they got 100% and it's used around them 100% turnout, and if 10% of the people voted for him, they're saying they're Xing out that 10%, and they're just making the 90% the popular vote.
I'm sure they have some type of remedy. Yeah. But in this day and age, the name really shouldn't be on the ballot.
Should not be on the ballot.
It should have been removed from the ballot. So these are the types of things we have to work on when we think of terms of the Voting Act and voting rights. These simple things, these details, brick by brick, they'll try to take away every success you have ever accomplished.
Exactly. Anybody else got anything? Rico, you was about to say something? Oh, go ahead. Who is that? Christopher?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So Sundays, a day I get installed as a pastor of the
Praise
church
God.
in Staten Island, New York.
Mhm.
I know you guys are family to me, so I desire your prayers and just for this new season in our lives as a family, and just to pray that all God has ordained and purpose for us to do in that community will manifest.
Absolutely. And we're
Thank
going
you guys.
to get Toussaint the prayers out today, and I'm asking him would he add that in the prayer as he prays out today. Toussaint, are you able to do that, sir? Toussaint, you there? Toussaint, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Let me do this. Cassandra Alexander Green, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Cassandra, somebody joined the broadcast late today, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, even 9:30. And they say, Lord, they talk about some good things today. I wish that there was a way that I could hear it and hear it in its entirety. Cassandra, are you able to help them out?
We can definitely help them out. If you missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, tune into DKMMediaGroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, if you've missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, tune into DKMMediaGroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Good deal. Great job. Great job. Now, we got to say the pledge. I need everybody that's available to help me out on the pledge. Christopher, I'm looking to hear your voice, brother. Let me see. And anybody else that can see it. I will take this day Ain't nobody said that, Lord. Is anybody there? Cassandra, are you there? Somebody?
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay attention to this traffic in front of me.
Okay. And Chris,
Okay.
I will take this day
I will take this day
and be the best that I can be.
and be the best that I can be.
Do the best that I can
Do the best that I
Do the
can.
best that I can.
and help as many people as I can to do the same thing.
And help
as many people as I can.
to do the same thing.
I promise to do it with love,
I promise to do it with love,
compassion,
Compassion
and the grace of God,
and the grace of
and
God.
the grace of God,
giving him all the honor
Giving him all
giving
the
him all the honor,
all the praise,
all the praise,
and
all
all,
praise
and all of the glory.
and all of
and
the
all of the glory.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Toussaint, are you back? He said he had stepped away for a second. Toussaint, are you back? Okay. Hey, Apostle.
Yes, sir.
I need you to pray us out. And Christopher, he's actually tell him what you're doing, Christopher. He's actually being ordained in the church, and he's taking over church. He's actually asking for prayer and on this amazing journey that he's going on. So if you could please add that in your prayers.
I will do that, but let me throw this in here. Also, if you live in DeKalb County, my wife Jacqueline is running for commissioner in District 7 of DeKalb County. So I just want to throw that in there.
Good deal. Good deal.
That's all right.
And I endorse her too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate it. All right. All things work like the power of your might, your grace, without you, Lord God, there's nothing that can be done or undone. Red Father God, bless everyone on the broadcast today, bless those who are able to listen to our broadcast today. Bless, Lord God, as you look throughout the week, throughout the weekend, Lord God, come to the heart, their eyes, bless the young man, Lord God, get ready for attendance, Father God. Give him sight beyond sight that he will teach and preach the gospel with the Holy Ghost sent down to him, bringing that light to those who are lost in the village or world and have no hope for going to you.
Amen. Amen. And on that note, I want to thank everybody for joining us. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is now, what time is it? What time is it? 10:13. It is now 10:13. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this lighting from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. Talk to you Monday morning, if God says the same. Have a great weekend, y'all. Love you. Be blessed and take care of one another.
Welcome to the stage where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's paint with words a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting in every heart. Let's tap into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently salt. Let's paint with words a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line in the tapestry of hearts. Let love shine with every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of